You were tuned in to episode 119, 119, the Goodfellas podcast. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. Team not in here yet, but the team will be here. VP Shane will be in here momentarily. And Boxing First Vlog will be in here in a little bit. Had to make a little run real quick. So usually see right on time, spot on time. And I know it's gonna be a good show today. Mm, Gucci Mink. Don't get no better, bro.
Bro, I am so spent. But what's up?
Bro, listen. I need to say this real quick. I don't think people realize like how much we have to do to actually get to like this point. So I'm at a whole different location. Don't mind the background wall. I'm in a whole different location.
Wait.
I'm at the other spot. I'm
Alright,
at the
cool.
other spot. Wi-Fi issues at the crib.
This is how you know this nigga's rich. This nigga's got two spots to do these lives.
Had Wi-Fi issues, man. I ain't had time to ask some questions, man. Just picked up and just rolled out, man. Head to the other spot. You know what I'm saying? But Boxing First Vlog will be in here in a little bit, man. For the people that don't know, that's VP Shane on the screen, man. What's up, bro?
Bro, I'm good, man. I'm just tired. Tired as
Prison,
hell.
we gonna breeze right through this thing.
As Jeff saying, you don't know what I had a very interesting conversation with a family member of the channel, Scott Lang, today, and he's one of the most supportive. You know, he like one in over history, over the past, what, like since Jeff started, he's been real supportive, and I had a real interesting conversation with him. And I just feel like he brought up so much good points, but it also opened my eyes to the amount of, like, he's a person who watches everything on the playback. So he probably watches us and follows us as much as any other follower outside of the circle.
Right.
And there's just a massive detachment between what you guys see as viewers and what is actually going on in this circle itself. Like, I know we're going to go on a tangent and stuff, but I feel like it's just necessary. If you don't see us go live every day, there's a reason. If you don't see us update certain things, there's a reason. If you don't see us touch on certain topics or have a regular schedule, it's a reason. There's nothing more that we love to do more than boxing. So if there's something that's taking us away from what we love, there has to be a reason for that.
It's a big reason behind it.
So whilst I do understand, and he's speaking from a place of love and respect, so of course, I will always take everything on notice. But listen, and I do have to say this, because I can say it I'm in a position, and Jeff's in a position, like, I choose to be here. Jeff chooses to be here. Blunt chooses to be here. It's a choice. Safe space. It's a choice. You know, there's been like many times, and Jeff will tell you, where we could have just done other stuff, whether it's within boxing itself or just within our own personal life. It's a choice.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, anything that you see, it's not a matter of us not taking this serious. It's just a matter of us having to make a decision. You know, we have to make a decision, and that's where it is. No,
100%, man. Big shout out to Bruce, another family member. You know what I'm saying? Right. Say salute my brothers. Big shout out to you, Bruce. It's like you go through every day. I haven't had a chance to talk to Scott, but like we go through every day, and kind of like the ultimate goal is to get here. Like, no matter what Shane goes through during the day, no matter what I go through, no matter what Vlog goes through, we just want our hour and a half to 2 hours to get here. Like, this is the place, this is the sanctuary. Like, we don't give a damn if anybody's watching. like we would get on here and we would chop it up and talk boxing like every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we do. I will say this though, for anyone that has any, we are about as open can get. If
Please
anybody had any questions, any
have
suggestions,
any suggestions. Like,
anything,
bro, this is the safest space to be because it's not even a matter of us saying that what we're doing is wrong. It's just a matter of us, bro. We're human beings, so
yeah,
suggestions are suggestions. Like,
yeah,
no one is in here trying to act like what you may say as an advice is something that we won't take. If you've subscribed to the
bro,
channel, if you subscribe to us on, um, I'll tell you this right now. Like, our fantasy league last season, straight up, was the most successful thing in my opinion, was the most successful thing that we've collectively contributed towards.
accomplished, correct.
Like literally, we had a real successful last season. And if we started season 3 straight off the back of season 2, we would have been as successful. The reason
Yeah,
why we
fact.
didn't is because we as a collective wanted to level up for everyone, financially for everyone. We tried to create opportunities with different organizations and they were on the table. It just didn't make sense for all of us. So there's an
Yeah,
Andre Southgate in the building. He's from Australia.
yeah.
Jeff is in Philadelphia. Um, Scott Lang is in Thailand. You got
Joseph Gwilt is
Blunt.
in
He's in
Thailand.
Joseph Groats in Thailand. Will Stokes is in Canada. I'm in the UK. Blunt is in Arizona. Bro, we're in
We're
multiple
universal.
different places. We're
We're
literally in multiple different
we're
places.
universal, like for
So
real.
we can't take something. And I think it's fair for us to say that when we were dealing with the betting companies and the options that they were giving us, they weren't giving us international options. And we as a company, we as I even want to say as a movement,
Yeah,
decided that we could have taken the financial option of going, okay, here's where we can have it in America or have it in the UK or have it wherever, but we won't have it in other countries. But because we understand that it was a global thing,
we
it
ain't
ended
want it.
up meaning that we walked away from something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Like
that's
I,
just the facts.
and it's like if we can't have everybody involved,
We
then we
rather
don't
not do
want
it.
it. We don't want it. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Keita. What's going on with you? Um, Brennan Smith, man, family in the building, man. What's going
Respect,
on, Brennan?
respect.
Andre Southgate, man, family as well, man. I actually Andre Southgate is in Australia, and that's where Lucas Brown is from there, right?
Yeah,
He's from Australia. So
yeah.
so it's a couple of things. So couple of topics. Just I'll get rid of the mainstream ones first. I'm not even gonna lie. Jake Paul and Anderson Silva gonna whip his ass. Yeah,
No, Anderson Silva's losing.
he's losing.
Yeah, bro. Anderson Silva's losing.
I don't know. I don't think so, bro.
Anderson Silva's not a boxer.
Yes, he is, bro. He got hands, bro. We
He's
gonna
not
have
a
to talk.
boxer.
We gonna have to talk off camera. He got yo. We gotta talk off camera.
From what I know,
You know, hold on. You know this is the same dude that got rid of Chavez Jr., right?
yeah.
Yeah, he get busy. I'm just
Chavez
saying.
Jr.
He got
Chavez Jr. ain't a great fighter though. And
yeah,
Anderson Silva, what, 45 or something like that?
yeah, bro. We might have to talk off camera, man. We might have to talk off camera. We might have to talk off camera, bro. Um, so we got that fight. They started doing press for Bivol and Zerto. I definitely want to get into that. Wilder put up a crazy ass, like, I don't know if it was on Instagram or whatever, but he said he sparred like 400 something rounds already in like 15 days or something like that. Something crazy.
That's not
Um,
necessarily a good thing.
I definitely want to get into that as well. I'm trying to think what else. Lucas Brown, Big Baby Miller. That's coming up. Got announced. Interesting fight. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, Hossein Rahman Jr. Is fighting another. It seemed like the boxer versus the MMA guys, like the popular thing now. So he's fighting Vitor Belfort. That's going down in October.
Didn't that dude fight Jake Paul?
I don't think Vitor Belfort fought him.
Who did
but
he fight? Didn't he
I,
fight on the filler card or something?
I think so, but it wasn't actually. He was the fight before that. I think he was the fight before
I
that.
definitely know I've heard his name, and I didn't hear his
Yeah,
name on
I think
UFC
he
because I
fought. I
don't
think
watch
he fought on
UFC.
the undercard of that. I think that's where you heard it. He fought on the undercard, but that's going down in October. So it's a lot of smaller things. It's kind of adding up into something big. Um, PGH Big Dog says salute G5, man. Salute to you,
Respect,
man. Respect, man. Oh man, my bro,
Blaze Philly.
man. Blaze Philly 215, man. He said, what's good, fellas? Yo, Blaze Philly done revolutionized himself, man. He went over to TikTok and just started going buck crazy over there, man. You gotta give me the heads up on what's going on over there, man. I heard you got shit popping over there, you know what I'm saying? So we definitely gonna have to rap. Um Brennan Smith, why do you think Wilder was going hard? So all right, let's start there. Let's start there. Brennan Wilder put out a comment basically saying he done did 400 something rounds, like 407 rounds in like 15 days or some shit like that. So when I read it, it was a bunch of people that were saying like, "Yo, like he going in, like he going, he going crazy." I'm gonna let Shane speak on this because I know he's gonna say what I'm gonna say. So when you hear something like that, what do you think?
I mean, firstly, the reason is why. Um, the thing is, a lot of people feel like you can rush ring rust. Ring rust isn't something you just. It's not. We can't just fight your way back into the rhythm. There's a difference between fighting under the lights and under sparring. And also with sparring, there comes a certain level of comfortability.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start sparring the same dude, you start getting comfortable, you start getting aware. You don't want to be too comfortable in the ring. You don't want to be too relaxed in the ring. You want to still be on you still want to still be relatively alert. You
Yeah,
still want to be relatively not afraid, but it's like what Customer always used to say: the coward and the hero feels the same thing. They both feel afraid. It's how they use that fear. What you don't want to do is get rid of that same fire that's in your stomach.
right.
Obviously, being in the natural thing, which me and Jeff are probably going to agree on, is when you spar so much rounds, everybody knows it's not so much the ring, the fight itself that causes damage on you, but it's the sparring because the recovery is less. So if I'm
Yeah,
sparring 5, 6 dudes and I'm doing 12 rounds, 4 rounds of each dude or 3 rounds of each dude, what you gotta understand is every single dude I fight, the recovery, I'm recovering less every time. If you're doing 400 rounds within 3 weeks, you're recovering less than what you were doing the day before. So yes, maybe there's a slight chance where your ring rust might be a little bit better. I doubt it, but let's say it is. Your recovery is way less. You're recovering way less. Your body isn't naturally going through the process of, okay, today's sparring, today's road work, today, you see my point? Your body is automatically in war mode every day, and that's not psychologically or physically the best thing to do for boxing. The most important reason why I wouldn't spar 400 rounds is this is a dude who already is at a certain age, who's already coming off 2 knockout defeats. So why am I going to put myself where I'm putting more miles on the clock? This is like I just bought a bust down um 2002 Mustang, and it's done 200,000 miles, and I'm doing 5 laps around the track with it. What's the point? This is about preservation. This is what that's about. It's about preservation. If you're fresh out of the Olympics and you're about to make your pro debut, I wouldn't even do 400 rounds then. But it makes more sense to do it then.
yeah, yeah.
Now it's a bit, you just it's more damage than actual gain for you. That's just me just stating facts,
Yeah,
basically.
I'm gonna add this because Shane basically said everything I wanted to say or I was going to say. I'll add this. The only way those 400 some odd rounds are actually good is number one. I would say the only thing is really if it's situational sparring. So for the people that don't know what situational sparring is this. It is a simulated It's a simulated round, but you're working on something specific.
Facts.
So, for example, I could be in a simulated sparring with Shane, and the only thing that I'm doing is working on movement.
Literally. So he will get
Literally
yeah. You get a
working on
sparring
movement.
partner who's real quick across his feet, and you'll say, move around the ring and cut off the distance. So that's
Right,
all the situation is. There's no
right,
scenario that's different. That's working on just transitional foot speed, for example.
right. And then I could do the next round with Shane, could literally be your main objective is to play defense and to not throw any punches.
Yeah.
Move around the ring, play defense, and not throw any punches. That's situational sparring. The third round could simply be
Get a southpaw in there.
get a southpaw in there. Now I gotta learn how to throw the lead right hand. I could work on that for an entire round or 2 or 3 rounds. Or that next round could be, all right, Shane, we're gonna do all inside work.
Yeah.
We're gonna do all inside work, and we're gonna work the next couple rounds all inside work. Those are situational sparring. It's
Yeah.
no different than in soccer. If you have practice, you're practicing on a certain drill, or in
Yeah.
football or basketball, is it might be um last 10 seconds on the clock, you're working on a certain play or something.
Yeah.
If
Literally.
it's something like that, then I get it. But if
Like
you're doing 400
literally.
something rounds of just hard sparring with no intelligence, no goal, no learning or anything like that, it means absolutely nothing. Nothing.
And for me, that is more concerning for someone like Wilder than anything, because Wilder is a power puncher. You know, he's got power. If you're doing 400 rounds, you're not working on the thing that you're best at, because you ain't knocking dudes out. You ain't knocking 400 dudes out. They ain't doing that. So you ain't working what you're best at. You
Yeah,
know,
no, that's a fact.
especially knocking someone out. Obviously, you have power, but that also comes with confidence, because you have to be confident to throw certain punches. Like I guarantee you, I'll guarantee you, bro. I guarantee you, in the first few rounds, against Robert Helenius, maybe in the first 2 rounds against Robert Helenius, you're gonna see Wilder be very tentative, especially if he gets hit with a shot early, because like for like, you're just gonna recall on the last or the most previous experience that you just had.
Yeah, yeah.
You're just gonna call back on it. The last time I was in the ring under them lights, I was fighting Fury, and this dude knocked me out.
I I will say this: the only way, if Wilder starts this fight with Helenius and it looks fluid, then I would say everything he did leading up to the fight was worth it. When he stepped into the ring with Fury in the third fight, everything looked scripted. He went exactly by the playbook. Nothing looked comfortable. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking for. But sparring 400 something rounds in 15 days, it's not a good thing.
I
So if
mean, how
people
much
think
rounds
he's
is that?
being, I gotta put a calculator out for that, man. I ain't got no college degree in nothing. But I think it was 407 rounds
400,
divided by 15.
400,
That's like
50,
27 rounds a
20
day.
something rounds a
That's
day.
like 27 rounds a day. Like
20 something rounds a day.
that's first of all, I think that's a lie. But even if
Yeah.
it is true, like you know what I mean. Let me see. Bruce said Andre Southgate, PH.
But if he's lying, what is he trying to prove? What point are
I
you trying to
don't
prove?
I don't know. Either way is crazy. Bruce shouting out Andre Southgate, Big Dog. Um, Blaze, he said, bro, I gotta get back to my boxing talk. And, hey man, you do what work for you, man. You know, you can always come here and get your boxing talk. Chris G, you guys live always make my evening. Blessed to be able to talk this boxing, man.
Respect, man.
Bro, I respect that, man. Like and Chris will tell you, Chris G, I call him my boxing son because I'm like when we first linked up, um, he wanted to learn more about boxing. And he'll tell you this. I sat on the phone with him off camera for about 4 hours and we just rapped. I'm gonna get him on here one day so he can actually tell you all that story, man. But that's how deep it is, man. Like when you family, you family. Like we do this on camera and off. I talk to Shane more off camera than on camera. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, so people need to understand what it is when you come walking through these doors, man. Like, it's family all day. Big shout out to J.O., man. He said, salute, fellas. R.I.P. to arguably the hardest puncher of all time, Ernie Shavers.
When did he die?
Was it yesterday? Let me because I don't know the actual date. Yeah, it's hold on, let me find it real quick. Ernie Shavers. This happened, yeah, it's earlier today, it looked like. Earlier
Wow, rest in
today.
peace, Ernie
Yeah,
Shavers, man.
man. R.I.P. to Ernie Shavers, man. So it's crazy, man. Like, and this boxing is like a fraternity, man. Like, no matter what era you was in, if you if you were successful, you changed some lives while you were being successful, man. And that's why it's a it's a crazy thing when we see someone, like in the sport, like pass away, man. R.I.P. to Ernie Shavers, man.
Facts.
One of the hardest punches of all time, and I would say top five for sure. Like, top five for sure, man. Like,
You
even if
might
you
have
want to
to pull
dispute
back
that.
one of those tribute videos that he used to do. You
Yeah,
got
we
to
got
see
to
him.
do an Ernie Shavers tribute video, man. I might stay up tonight and actually craft one. Blaze Philly said, I got a whole TV show deal, bro, on Roku. Damn, damn, that's big business.
Bro, that's massive.
Yeah, I might have to holler at you after the show. Like,
Literally, that's massive, bro.
who did you talk to?
Literally.
TG Dog, Bruce Gas, salute fam, man. See, we got number family all in here. Bruce said, what do you think of Ruiz going in at almost 270? Um, I'm at
That's a problem.
Bruce. I'm at a point where Ruiz is just. I don't want to say he's lazy because I don't know his day to day. He just don't care about his weight, and when
That's
you
a,
don't care
when's
about your
the
weight,
fight?
that's the problem. Saturday,
How do you know he's coming in at 270?
he might have said he was coming in at like 270.
The weigh-in will be tomorrow, no?
The weigh-in will be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
well,
think
Bruce, we had to revisit this tomorrow. Like, I want to see what weight he come in at. If he comes in at 270 or very close to 270, that's bad, yo. That's bad.
like,
Even if he wins the fight or looks dominant, like, bro, you're not at your optimal level at
at this
270.
stage, you gotta ask yourself what this dude's purpose is in boxing, bro.
Bro, the only person, even my favorite fighter of all time is James Toney. And I criticize James Toney for what he did at heavyweight. I think was that Jimmy, was it? No, it wasn't Jimmy Leonard
I'm
Jr.
surprised you didn't ask Lucas Brown about his fight with James Toney.
I did mention it.
Oh,
I said people don't even know that you fought James Toney. He said, yeah, but that was so long ago. And once he said that was so long ago, I figured he ain't had no details.
yeah.
So I just let it go. But yeah, Bruce, we're gonna see how he comes in. If he comes in at 270, that's bad. Like, that's bad. It's still not gonna change the result, in my opinion, but it's still bad though. Brendan, he said maybe Robert did something in training.
What was it?
Are you
Oh,
talking about Helenius?
Robert Helenius.
Oh, did he do something in training to get Wilder to turn up like that? If that's what you're saying, if he's watching that closely to Robert Helenius, then Wilder's not the same. He's not the same dude. Like, I wouldn't be paying attention to Robert Helenius. I'd be focused on what I'm
He
doing.
already isn't the same dude.
Yeah, but it would be
I mean,
on a deeper scale.
what is Wilder's direction in which he wishes to move in? I mean, I think Robert Helenius is a good comeback fight. I definitely do think that, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
for
when you
sure.
look at the heavyweight landscape, he's not gonna fight like a Joe Joyce. Probably not gonna fight like a who else is out there? You're not gonna fight a Jared Anderson. You're not
Nah,
gonna. He might
Dubois.
fight a Usyk if he gets a chance.
He may not fight. He ain't gonna fight a Dubois.
He ain't gonna fight a Dubois. He
Or
can't
Joseph
fight
Parker.
Fury again.
Can't
Probably
fight
won't
Fury.
fight Parker.
Right.
So he doesn't really have much options on the table. I mean, I
He
know Eddie Hearn said he wants to fight. He wants to make Wilder versus AJ, but that looks like there's too much water under the bridge for that.
Yeah, I would say AJ would have to get a victory, and then Wilder got to get this victory.
But you know
Then
what
you
that will be like, bro? That will be like you finally macking on that chick you should have macked on in high school.
yeah.
Like you passed it when it was at its best, bro. She's got
Yeah.
3 kids now. She's got a baby father. She's got a mortgage. She's got stress. She's got stretch marks. She ain't the same as what she was in high school. So
Yo, listen, I'm gonna say this, man. It's kind of like it was this show with Steve Urkel, the chick Laura Winslow, like she was a beast. Like
yeah,
you look at her now, man, I'm like, bro, she looked like she write parking tickets, like
literally.
like she just, just crazy with it, like, but nah, that's a great example, man. Bruce said, when did Shavers die? Today, Bruce. Mr. 100 Rounds in the building, man. Said salute to all, one love, man. Salute to you, man. My guy, man,
Christian
my
Free
bro,
James.
man, Tristan Tree James, man. Big shout out to my brother out there in Iowa, man. Thoughts and prayers going out to Tree James, man. Making a full recovery, man. We gotta call him Coach Tree now, but it's all good though. We're gonna continue to work, out here in these streets, man, and we just gotta get it a different way. But Tree James, man, family for sure, man. Thoughts
Right.
and prayers to you. Just and let me know what you need from us, bro. And that's real shit, man. Like, let me know what you need. If I ain't got it, I'm gonna go get it, and I'm gonna make sure you get it. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to my bro Tree James, man. J.O. said Shavers passed away today. Damn, he said yesterday was his birthday. That's crazy. That's crazy.
What did he die of?
I don't know. I gotta find out. Damn, that's crazy. Tree James said these fights this weekend. Yeah. Ruiz and Luis Ortiz is this weekend. For sure. Andre Southgate salute Bruce said for sure Shavers was a heavy hitter for sure. Yeah, it's very few guys. Tree said you a fool, Shane. The thing that's crazy, it is very few guys that have God's gift of the one hitter quitter power. Ernie Shavers was one of them dudes, bro. Like he was one of them dudes, man.
But
If you don't have Ernie Shavers in your top 5, he better be in your top 10.
who's
We
top
gonna
5
fight.
punches of all time? Heavyweight punches of all time.
Heavyweight, Shavers,
Wilder.
Foreman, Wilder. Ken Norton was a strong motherfucker too.
Tyson
and Norton.
I mean, there's a lot of hitters, bro.
Man, hold on.
I mean, it's crazy because Oliver McCall, Evander Holyfield said the hardest hitter they've ever been hit by, and they fought Riddick Bowe, Mike Tyson, and everything. They said Burt Cooper.
Hold on.
And sometimes, bro, the heavy hitters aren't even people who are elite fighters. It could be people that are journeymen. Someone like Burt Cooper, he was a borderline contender.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat. Give me your top 5 heavyweight power punches of all time.
I would say.
What you think, Shane? What you think?
I mean, Wilder has to be up there. Foreman has to be up there. Shavers has to be up there.
You gotta throw Tyson in there.
I don't know, because to me, multiple people have said that Burt Cooper hits harder than Tyson. Multiple people have said that. He's just not as prolific as Tyson in the sense that he doesn't have the same punch accuracy. He doesn't have the same ability to land punches. Because part of being a power puncher, if it's just out and out power, it's not about how good you are at delivering a punch, how good you are at setting up a punch.
Now, see, Bruce is taking it back. Said Jack Dempsey, Marciano.
Marciano can't be up there. Can't be up
there. Louis.
Marciano can't be up there because he was less than 200 pounds. So I mean, he
Well,
ain't
I
hitting as
mean,
hard as Foreman or
I
Wilder.
yeah. Dempsey was cracking too, though. It's hard, man. All I know is Shavers is in my five. We can debate everybody else. Shavers is in my five, man, for
Davis
sure.
will be in my five. Foreman will be
Shavers,
in my five, and Wilder
Shavers,
will be in
yeah,
my five.
Shavers and Foreman for sure will be in my
Nah,
five.
bro,
I
you
don't
got.
care.
Well, I think
I don't
Wilder's the
care what.
biggest hitter of all time.
I
I
don't
think
think so.
I
I
think Wilder's the biggest hitter of all time.
I think
If,
you,
for a single punch, for just a single punch, not like multiple punch varieties. Like obviously, there's certain people that can punch just with one punch. You can generate the most force in one punch, bro. Wilder was lights, bro. This dude is
yeah.
lights, bro.
Bruce said Marciano was a Superman. He said, "Do your research." We
No, but
sure
he was
will.
small,
Listen,
bro. He was
I
real
know,
small.
but the way you can look at it though, Shane, if he was putting shit down, just imagine if he had an extra, you know.
But he didn't.
I
He
know,
didn't.
I
It's like
know.
saying that about
It's the
Tank Davis, though, isn't it? Like if you just saying the same
Yeah,
thing about Tank
yeah,
Davis.
I guess yeah, you can say that. Jo said, I don't know the old school guys, but for me it's Wilder, Shavers, Foreman, Tyson. See, I had them four in my
don't
I
know about
gotta
Tyson.
like
Tyson I'm on the fence with
yo,
because
I've
Tyson
seen
delivered a punch so well and he had so much speed and accuracy that could have been contributing factors.
Bruce said I'm just kidding. He said Ali said Shavers was the hardest he never
Yeah,
been punched by.
yeah, yeah. I heard that interview.
Yo is we might have to have a real discussion about this, man. Like, so I'm comfortable with Shavers and I'm comfortable with Foreman. I'm comfortable with them two for sure. I gotta, you know what? This is something I'm gonna have to probably address tomorrow and sleep on it and actually come at y'all with my actual five.
Is there names that we're missing?
Um,
Some good punches. In the 90s as well.
because do we think of Burt Cooper more so as a cruiserweight? I think
I
of him more
mean,
so as a heavyweight, but me
I
personally,
think of him more as a heavyweight because obviously the fights that I know him for are fights
yeah,
at heavyweight. But
yeah,
it's just the reason why I said that is because I go by people who they fought against. You see
that's a
my
good
point?
idea. It's a good idea, bro. We should do a panel.
I
That's a
mean,
good
you would
idea.
have to be on the panel for the old school.
You definitely gotta be on the panel.
Me, Bruce Scholes, me and you need to do more stuff together because you're old school, I'm new
I
school.
yo
That's what I'm saying.
Bruce,
Like you're old school, I'm
hi
new school.
Bruce. Can we? Yo, I think we should go on his channel with this one, bro.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Bruce, let's if you don't mind us being on, we would love to come on your platform and actually have a whole show about the top five or top 10 uh biggest heavyweight punches of all time, man. I think that would be epic.
I
Uh
mean, we even forgot Sonny Liston.
oh man, yeah, I forgot about Sonny. Ooh, hey Bruce, let's wrap after the show. How many people in the panel? Like oh shit. Oh, damn, that's gonna be tough, bro. That's gonna be a banging ass show though.
Sonny Liston.
Sonny
Who else is there that
Liston,
we're forgetting?
Sonny Liston, man,
Ron Lau.
yeah. Hold on. Bruce said Jerry Cooney had a left hook that would have been still talked about, but the cocaine got him. Cooney left hook was crazy. Cooney Cooney left hook is very comparable to the Wilder's right hand. Like if he lands it, more than likely it's night night. Like
What about Razor Ruddock? He had power as well.
Razor Ruddock had power.
He just had no punch resilience.
Yeah, like he had Razor Ruddock power was I don't know if I want to say Ruddock had like he had like B plus power in terms of all time, but just in his era, he definitely was
What
one of
about
those dudes.
another one from the 90s? What's my dude's name, man? I just had him in my head and he forgot. This is what happens when fatigue kicks in. Uh, dude, heavy hitter in the 90s. Heavy hitter. David Tua.
Tua was cracking pretty good. Would I throw him up there with
I'm
like
just
is he
mentioning
no,
names.
I feel you.
I'm just mentioning
I'm
names.
Bruce. We might have to. He said, hold on. Jo said, how about Vlad? 64 wins, 54 KOs.
Brad had power.
Vlad definitely had power, Jo, for sure. Bruce said, yeah, that sound good. Yeah, bro, it's so many dudes, man. We might have to go top 10. We might have to go top 10 with this. So top 5, we may not get off the camera. We may not get off the camera with a top 5 for
I
sure.
mean, it's about people who sending dudes to sleep. So
Yeah, that's really what it's about.
reason why I can't why George Foreman just does it for me is because like he knocked out Joe Frazier. And I know
Bro,
Joe Frazier kept getting up, but bro,
bro,
that dude was made of steel, bro, and he
bro,
knocked out Joe Frazier.
bro, the thing
And his
I would
power carried as he got old. Like he was
yeah,
still knocking dudes out as an old dude.
bro, I would say George Foreman is my favorite heavyweight power puncher of all time. And I'm gonna tell you why. Not only did the power carry with the age, he gave you he had all types of power. Like he had the thudding power, then he had the one hitter quitter power. Then he was still for a big dude. He was able to put his punches together and get you
Yeah.
up out of there too. Like his the categories he had as far like take Wilder for example, right? Wilder right hand night. Outside of the right hand,
It's not much.
we've seen him put punches together, but he's so wild with the punches. You understand what I'm saying? Like George Foreman, for him being that big, his accuracy when he had somebody in the kill zone was insane. Like you
But
almost never seen George miss.
why Wilder for me? Like Wilder was like a movie for me. Like
Yeah,
watching Wilder was like
yeah,
it just came out of nowhere, bro.
it's the
If you
switch.
blink, like this guy will be losing, and it was just like bang. The Spilker fight, I'll never forget, bro. I was thinking this dude is getting spun. This dude is getting
Bro.
beat to the punch,
Nah,
and then just like a blink, and it was over.
what was the dude? What was the dude that he knocked out and he just started doing the shimmy shake on the ground?
Lakovic.
Yeah, Lakovic, like that was crazy, bro. Like that was crazy. Like Wilder will knock you out quicker than the lights come on.
Literally,
You hit the switch, and the lights come on. He might be had you out like that quick.
literally, it's literally like a
Yo,
light switch. That's
yeah,
like he. If there was anyone who was the definition of lights out, it was Wilder. One moment the lights are on and you're fully functioning. The next moment the lights are gone. It's just off. It's just
yeah,
straight off. There is no
yeah,
I'm gonna daze you and you're a little bit hurt. It's just over.
yeah. T Finney in the building, man. Says salute, guys.
Ray
Man,
Mercer was a big puncher as
Ray
well.
Mercer has smoke too. Man. Big shout out to T Finney, man. Like extended family for sure. Go check his podcast out.
Was there any big punches in the early 2000s that were missing?
Those are kind of like the dog days of
the dark ages of.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, obviously, Lewis left. I'm just trying to figure out who would have been around.
They was trying to hype up. What's your face as a power puncher too, and Lennox Lewis gave him that smoke. Remember Michael Grant?
Oh, Michael
Grant. They used to talk about him having a lot of power too. Bruce, he said, I'm gonna put my phone number in the DM on Twitter. Call me anytime and we can set a date. Yeah, I actually just seen it on my phone. I got it right next to my laptop, man. Like, nah, we definitely gotta set that up with some parameters and all that, man. Like, and it's crazy, Bruce. This is why I hate putting topics on these shows. If I could just put episode 119 and just like we talking boxing, I would do it because we're sitting up here. I had no clue what we was going to talk about today, and we talking about the stuff that we supposed to be talking about. It was meant for us to talk heavyweights because of Ernie Shavers. I didn't even know about Ernie Shavers. Like that's why when y'all be in the comment section, y'all be chopping game, man. Y'all actually control the show. Y'all actually control the show, man. Because like we freestyle this whole thing. We
Literally.
freestyle this whole thing, literally. Bruce said this is a great topic. So many options. Yeah, it's crazy. Jo, Bruce definitely. Do we rank Lennox Lewis top 10
In terms of power or just ability or accomplishments?
Man.
If you're talking about accomplishments, then definitely. If you're talking about power, then no.
Like young Lennox got busy. Like he definitely got busy on the power tip, but
top 10.
Not top 10 though. Not top 10. Not top
because
10.
Tyson has to be there.
Not top 10.
I don't even. Foreman has to be there.
Yeah, I don't know if
Lennox has to be there.
I don't even think Lennox makes my top 15 in terms of like just deadly power punches at the heavyweight division all time. I don't think he's in my top 15. But I got to think about that though. Bruce said Tua had that smoke, bro. David Tua had that smoke. Oh, Bruce, you know you made Shane happy, bro. I got Gucci. That's.
I mean, he's one of my just favorite style wise heavyweights of all time.
Hey, Bruce.
He wasn't. I wouldn't say he's like top 10 power, but he obviously had power. He had output, punch output. He had physical strength. To me, Ike Biabuchi is when Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield have a baby, it's an Ike Biabuchi. That's what I believe. Like,
yo, Bruce, one of my favorite heavyweight fights of all time. This is one of my top 5 favorite fights of all time to watch, and I will sit and watch this fight tonight. Popcorn, soda, Ike Biabuchi and David Tua. That's one of my favorite fights of all time, man.
I say it's a must watch. If you've never watched
it's a must watch.
You have to watch that fight.
Oh, you know another topic, Bruce? If you was introducing someone to the sport of boxing, what's the top 5 fights you show them?
That's a fantastic question.
Hold on, Bruce. Listen. We'll take the heavyweight joint over to your channel.
Fantastic question.
Bruce, we'll take the heavyweight joint over to your channel. Y'all got to come over here to us with that one. We're going to give you a 2-for-1. We're going to give you a 2-for-1 special on that one. If you had to introduce...
That's a hard question.
If you had to
number one, my number one will be Hearns versus Hagler. Hearns versus Hagler will be my number one. So because of that round 1.
Don't give it all up, Shane. Listen, Bruce, I'm gonna call you, but we gotta line.
That's a real good question.
We gotta have a panel for that one, and we gotta have a panel for the heavyweight one too. But we always talk about boxing and introducing people to boxing and getting them into boxing. If you had to get someone into boxing, what's the top 5 fights you would actually show them to get them in?
And the funniest thing is I wouldn't show them a Floyd fight.
Nah,
because they weren't competitive enough.
I wouldn't. To be honest with you, like, not to introduce someone to the sport of boxing. No, I wouldn't.
No.
There's not one Floyd fight that I would show. The most interesting Floyd fight, in my opinion, in terms of the build up and everything else, was the Ricky Hatton fight. For me, yeah, but it's not enough for me to show somebody brand new.
Yeah. You know I would give you 2. I'll go Ali versus Fraser Free, and Hagler versus Hearns. Obviously, the only fight that they had. But this is one thing I will say though. To this day, one of the best fights that I've seen in just terms of technique, like technical, 2 elite technical fighters in recent times. And I wouldn't suggest this as a fight for them to watch as like a recommended because it's not legendary. But to me, it's legendary. still to this day, Brady's first Usyk. If you guys have never seen that, bro, that is one of the most technically sound fights I've ever seen. Like both
Yeah,
dudes made no mistakes in that fight. Like I've never seen a fight so technically so sound. Like
bro.
both dudes were so technically sound. Like
It's
if
so
I was
many,
to break down
bro.
someone to learn X's and O's of boxing, just IQ, that's
I,
a fight I would show them.
but see that's a whole nother topic. If you had to show someone how to fight, what's the top 5 fights you're gonna show? That's another one. You could literally show them Bradis and Usyk, and they're gonna come out like a better fighter. I
Yeah.
would show them. I would personally show James Tony and
Roy won.
no, not even that one. I'm talking about like just pure skill. I would show them James Tony and oh man, what's my man E4068?
Um,
Um
we talk about this fight all the time.
oh my god, hold on.
We talk about this fight all the time.
Yo,
We spoke about literally we spoke about this fight a few like maybe a
I
few months
ran
ago.
Barkley. I
Aaron
ran
Barkley.
Barkley,
Aaron Barkley.
James
We spoke about
Tony.
this fight the other
If
day.
you need to see like an offensive arsenal,
I have to bring my
that
brother in this one. Reason I have to bring my brother
listen,
in this one because my brother like he loves a lot of like fights that a lot of people don't really talk about. Like, I have to bring my brother in that one.
yeah. So we need 2 different panels. We need one for the heavyweight division. Bruce, I don't know if you're still listening, but if you are, I don't know how many people you can get on. But if we can get a panel of like 6 or more, like that would be insane.
Right.
And then this one, we can actually do a couple of these, and come up with panels for them, and really, because I think these are like great topics that we can really, we can really chop game about, and then we can recycle the same topic and just bring different people in the panel.
Literally.
You know what I mean? So we definitely gonna do that. Andre Southgate. Well, check it out, Bruce. Ali had a huge heart, a true warrior in the ring with a broken jaw and everything. You could
That's a
fix it.
real good question,
He
though,
would
Joe.
still fight like a champion, go to full 15 rounds if needed. No, Ali was the Ali. Andre, Southgate, let me tell you something real quick. Floyd, he says like he's the GOAT. The thing that Floyd got to realize is when he get pushback on this, and it's crazy we even talking this, and I got the shirt on. I didn't even realize that shit. The thing about it, bro, is that Ali is the GOAT for more than just what he did in the ring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Floyd does a lot for a lot of people outside of the ring, but it's money based, and it helps people out.
Floyd didn't transcend the sport of boxing.
Ali transcended the sport of boxing. Like, even if you wasn't a fan of boxing, you knew who Ali was.
Yeah,
Ali,
it's like Ali was like, it's like the Ali fought in the 70s and 80s and the 60s but mainly the 70s. There wasn't really a sportsman that was more famous globally than Ali. There's sportsmen more famous than Floyd Mayweather. Like Michael Jordan is more famous than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods is more famous than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
When Ali was at his peak,
there was nobody.
Globally, there wasn't anyone more famous than
Ali was God on earth. Like, that's who Ali was. Like, he was God walking around these streets. You know what I'm saying? Right. Bruce said, I'm still shocked over Shavers. Yeah, man. It's crazy. He said, J.O. said, remember what Tua did to John Ruiz?
I remember that fact. But
that was filthy.
John Ruiz, I've never been a big fan of him, to be honest.
I remember back in the day, I used to tell people like, I think of John Ruiz. I'll be like, I think of like melatonin, pillows, mattresses, and shit. Like, If you needed a good night's sleep, man, you put John Ruiz on your screen, and within 5 minutes, you're gonna be knocked out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like John Ruiz, he's probably one of my top five. I don't dislike a fighter, but his style was, I would say, top five of all time in terms of like me disliking. Like, it was horrible. I didn't even want to watch Roy Jones, and Roy Jones is like second or third on my list in terms of being my favorite. I didn't even want to watch that fight because John Ruiz was involved. Jay always said, do you guys think Shavers is one of the best boxers not to win a title? He may be the best to not win a title.
Nah. I don't think so.
Who?
I don't think so.
Who?
Huh?
Who?
So when
to never win a title.
I know. I think Shavers was a power puncher, but he wasn't an elite fighter.
Hold on. So if this is any other division, I give you that. In his, I feel like he should have won a title. There's a lot of guys that I may say like they had the talent to win a title. I look at Shavers, I look at that era, and I'm like, I think he should have won the title.
I would say, and this might sound crazy, and it might sound like, obviously, because Jeff's already, to me, one of the best fighters to not win a title, just in terms of ability, Aki Abiyabuchi. I'm going to say that. I think Aki Abiyabuchi was one of the best fighters to not win a title.
I think.
And what happened with Aki Abiyabuchi is tragic. Yeah, because he was a real talent.
Yeah, and the thing about Abiyabuchi is that Abiyabuchi never got a chance to develop. Facts. That was the thing. Like, he never got a chance to develop. Like, I felt like watching Abiyabuchi, everything went down the drain so quick. You don't even think, like, damn, like,
what could this dude have actually been?
What could he have done? Like, you know what I mean?
There was another dude, bro, and this is how I know I don't have good memory. There was a dude who didn't win a title, and I'm pretty sure my brother knows who this dude is. It's a lot of these B-level dudes who my brother knows, and they fought back in and he's younger than me, and they fought in the 70s and 80s. Leonard time, and he was in Leonard's weight class. Didn't win a world title. What's that dude's name, bro?
Heavyweight?
No, Sugar Ray Leonard's weight class, and he never fought Sugar Ray Leonard, but he was one of the best in that era, and his career got cut short as well. Bro, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They even used to say that Leonard ducked him for a while as well.
You talking about Aaron Pryor?
Yeah. Did he win a world title?
Pryor won a world title.
Did he?
Yeah, Pryor won a world title. I think.
He won a world title.
Hold on. Let me double check and make sure. I'm almost sure when he fought Alexis Arguello.
Was that for a world title?
That was for a world title.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's an.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites too, man.
He's an elite fighter.
Andre Southgate, David Tua got to meet the guy in person, took a pic with him. He is great inside and out of the ring, a humble guy. It's a shame he never became champ. Was definitely a heavy hitter. Tua was more developed.
We're saying a lot of heavyweights right now. We're saying a lot of heavyweights.
That show gonna be insane, bro. That show is gonna be insane. We got to come up with a thumbnail and all that for that shit. J.O. Foreman versus Ryan Lyles is one of my favorites. Yeah, Ronnie Lyles.
Ron Lyles was a good fighter.
Lyles is a good fighter, man. Bruce, he said, my number one is Foreman and Lyles, but I can't think of 100. I think 100 are the top of my head. He said Tommy Morris and Ray Mercer. That was a good fight.
That was a good fight.
That was a good fight too. J.O. AJ versus Vlad was a tremendous fight if you like heavyweight firefights. That's a whole the top 5 firefights that's a good one as well.
Riddick, you can't go Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield.
Riddick Bowe, Vander Holyfield, I think is definitely in the top.
For a trilogy as well, bro.
Yeah, you gotta throw you gotta throw Castillo Corrales in there. You definitely gotta throw that in there. Damn,
Ward Gatti.
Ward Gotti, man, fucking Pryor and Arguello was a fucking firefight. I can't get. I gotta think of a top 5 for that, bro. Y'all gonna have me doing just like topic shows, like you know what I'm saying, like just topic shows, like that's crazy. Yeah, like bro, you could throw two Abiabuchi in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, y'all got us in our old school bag tonight. T Finney, man, he said Floyd versus Ricky Hatton was one of my favorite fights. I remember it like it was yesterday. December 2007 had a crowd over watching. I think if you had to point at how the UK can travel, that's the fight. If you had to explain to people what it looked like when the UK actually touch down in the US and actually go support something,
Michael Buffer
that's the
said,
fight.
bro. Michael Buffer said he was doing ring announcing for that fight. And he said, bro, that 20,000 Brits traveled and the capacity of the stadium was only 20,000 or 16,000 or something.
16.
And he said only 5,000 British fans could actually get into the stadium, but 15,000 just wanted to be on the same ground that Ricky Hatton was walking on just for his support. Bro, that is different, bro.
Bro,
Like, you're not gonna find fans that's gonna do that, bro.
That's one of the people I would love to like interview.
He Michael Buffer.
Michael Buffer. Because I want to know what his you know how what we do leading up to the show, during the show, after the show. Everybody has their routine on game day. Like what was his routine during game day? Like does he like how I got so many questions, like how much studying did he do? Like did he go visit the fighters before the fight? Like was he allowed to visit the fight? Like you understand what I'm saying? Like I would have so many questions for him. Like somebody gotta get this to Michael Buffer, man. G5 Jeff TV, VP Shane. We want to talk to Michael Buffer, man. Like, and I ain't talk about no 10-minute joint, man. Like, we need to like
I'll
get
have
a
to do
bottle of
some
wine
research as well, because I know there's questions that I would want to ask at the time that I can't remember, not that I wouldn't be able to remember at the time. So I'd have to research.
Bro, he is like a pillar of the sport, and he's not a fighter. Like, he's a pillar of the sport, and he's not a fighter. Like, you think like Rocky is like a pillar of the sport, but he's not a real fighter. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to figure out who. You guys got me thinking too heavy now, bro. Who's the best fighter that never won a world title?
I gotta really.
I have to think about this.
I gotta think about that, yo.
Because there's some dudes who I don't think won a world title, but they end up winning a world title.
Hold on. He said I could. That's easy. He said, call me later. I will. I will for sure. Like, ooh. I gotta think about that.
I got one. And I feel like we all have to put this one in there. Alexander Povetkin. Prime Alexander Povetkin never won a world title. He never won a world title in his entire career. I'm just going recent times, because in my era, I think I'm going to go in my era personally, because that's the best way for me to do it.
Yeah, and slowly work your way back.
Slowly work my way back.
Yeah. Oh man, y'all gonna have me like literally. Usually when I get off of here, yo, like I just unwind. Like I don't think boxing. Like I might literally like be thinking boxing after we get up off of here, man. And we not even gonna be on here too much longer. Damn.
You guys got me tripping in here.
Yeah. J.O. said those Bo versus Holyfield fights were ridiculous, bro. Them Bo Holyfield fights was epic, man. And one of the was top 5 fights we didn't get to see.
Top 5 fights you didn't get. That's easier. That's easier. I mean, one of them has to be.
Off top, I'm gonna say Floyd versus a prime Manny.
Floyd versus Prime Manny, obviously.
Prime Manny versus prime Floyd.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll give you another one. Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe.
Yeah. Wilder AJ.
Yeah, does that make my top 5? I don't know if that make my top 5 though.
Bro,
It's my top
that
5.
would
I'll give you another one.
That,
Aaron Pryor, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, of course. Joe Frazier, Ken Norton.
Ooh. Yeah. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of another one. That's a good one. He said, hold on. Bruce said we could just take them from the chat and do a great show. Just get some OGs up there. Yeah, we definitely gotta get some. We gotta discuss who to get on these joints.
I got a good one.
Roy
Jones Jr. versus Nigel Benn. We didn't ever see that fight. That would have been a real good fight.
Yeah, that'd have been a great. Nigel Benn, James Toney. That'd have been a great.
That would have been a great fight.
Actually, if the question was what
Floyd versus Prince,
I don't know if they ever fought in the same weight class though.
I mean they kind of did. What Floyd fought 130, Prince retired at 130.
Yeah, but Prince, I think the time gap was too.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Floyd. Floyd wasn't Floyd.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at hindsight. That would have been
Bruce. There was not a person more famous than Ali. He was, like I said, he was God walking this planet, like for real. Jo, the best thing about a John Ruiz fight was his trainer, Norman Stone. He was a trip. Norman Stone, Jo, and I'm glad you said that name, because I would say they were two of the most opposite personalities in terms of trainer fighter that I've ever seen. Like Norman Stone was like if they had like a 25-hour energy drink, like that was Norman Stone. Like Norman Stone was like crazy, and John Ruiz would just sit there and be like, yeah. I could imagine like their gym sessions. He's probably chewing Ruiz a new one like every day in the gym. Like, yo, show me some emotion. You never seen emotion from it.
I got a fight that we didn't see, and we all have to agree with this, and we would have never seen it. The reason why we even had the Dark Ages, Vitaly versus Vladimir.
Yeah.
We didn't see that.
You know, the thing that's weird, yo, is we never got Vitaly Lennox too.
No,
that's one I really wanted.
But we didn't get Pernell Boytica, Julio Cesar Chavez too.
We didn't get that either. Yeah. Bruce said from where? He said Curry. Corrales versus Castillo was another great fight. That was like, crazy. Bruce, Pryor and Arguello would be one of the fights you show someone to get them into boxing. I think that's in my top 5. Because it was so many different elements to that fight, Bruce. And that's one of my favorite fights to watch as well, man. Pryor and Arguello, man. Like Arguello, it took so much skill and physical ability for Arguello to accomplish what he did against Aaron Pryor, just to even get to that point. He still lost, but it took so much for him to get to that point, bro. Like that was like next level. Morales and Barrera was another. Jo, most boring heavyweight fights gotta be Tyson Fury versus Vlad.
I don't even think that was more. I think one of the most boring I'll still say Junior Farr, Joseph Parker. That was one of the most boring fights I've ever
Was
seen.
that more boring than Vlad Fury though?
Maybe.
I remember that fight too, bro.
I mean, what? Henry Akin one day, Lennox Lewis.
Ooh, yeah.
The funniest fight I've ever seen was Lennox Lewis versus Oliver McCall too. I've never that is the funniest fight
Yo,
I've seen in my life.
bro, that's you know the one. Remember the boy the guy the FA
FA
driver
Dragman
fought,
fought with the
and he
DJ.
just walked out. that's
That was
the
gangster,
funniest joint.
bro.
That was
That was
gangster.
gangster.
Yeah,
That was
that was
gangster.
crazy. Hold on, Jo, you got us.
I got another fight, a great fight. I'm going with modern era because there's no point me going back because I didn't live in that era to actually say. Adonis Stevenson Kovalev Prime.
Ooh,
We didn't ever get to see that.
Good one. Yes, sir. That was a good one. Damn. That's a great one. We wanted that one for years.
And we never got it.
And wasn't even close, bro. And they tried to force it all across the board.
Literally, we never got that fight, bro.
Oh man. Hold on. Brennan said what Wilder did to Mark Breland was wrong. Bro, Brennan, I'm not to kind of reopen that wound, but to be honest with you, bro, Wilder, you could tell Wilder was in a real bad place, and he was reaching. He was reaching for things, man. But I'm like, wrong is wrong, man. I hope that they was able to square that off. Me personally, if that happened to me, like if somebody did that to me, there is no squaring that off. Me personally, because I'm like, it's one thing to take shots at somebody, but when you take shots at somebody to question you know what I'm saying, like their character and ultimately sacrifice their livelihood.
We basically have because this nigga ain't even got a job since.
He hasn't got a job since, man. He hasn't got a job.
That nigga's on the employment list right now.
Yeah, you haven't seen Mark
food
Breland
stamps and government cheese.
Yeah, like it's crazy. So Brennan, I don't know if I could. If somebody did that to me, I wouldn't be able to square that all. That'd have to be. I'm not gonna say never, but that's a hard one to overcome, man, for sure. Lennox Lewis versus Bo for me. Yeah, I think that's in my top 5 for sure.
I didn't rate Riddick Bowe that high, so
yeah, bro, you gotta understand, man. Like in the States, like you know how Blunt thinks of Jared Anderson.
Yeah,
a lot of people that thought of Riddick Bowe that way, like they thought.
Bro, I think Lennox Lewis would have just knocked Riddick Bowe out, bro. He would have just pulled him and knocked him out, bro.
AJ versus Wilder is another. I don't think we'll get. Yeah. He said, "Damn, you beat me to it." I always wanted Foreman versus Holmes, or Foreman left the sport. Yeah.
That would have been a cool fight. That would have been.
Ooh, Bruce. Tim Witherspoon, Mike Tyson. That's a good one. That is a good one. J.O. Eric Morales versus Marquez was one we never got.
Yeah, we didn't get that. Yeah, but I don't think it would have been a style matchup I would have missed because we saw many fights that were similar.
I'm trying to think. Who did Morales end up? He had a couple fights with somebody.
Pacquiao.
Who else?
Barrera.
That's who it was. Barrera and Morales. Those are some classics too, though. Southgate said, I agree 100. I have all Ali's DVDs. Still have some of them on videotape. Definitely my favorite of all time.
It's
still
crazy because Ali fought everybody we actually would have wanted him to fight.
Yeah, and Southgate, one day we gotta plan this out in advance. I gotta have Shane show his magazine collection.
I can show it now.
That shit is top notch. Top notch, bro. Top notch. I think when I met Shane, this was probably one of the first things that he showed me. And I was never a big magazine guy.
So this is just some of them that I have. This is just some of those that I have. So
And see,
like
Shane spot on, man. I was gonna give him time to like that's next level, bro.
like there's different ones here. I got like
Shane is early 20s, bro. I need for y'all to understand. He's early 20s.
I got like two other boxes of these.
Bro, bro. I don't want anybody questioning Shane and how deep he is with the work.
Like this is
Yeah,
just
it's crazy.
bro.
It's crazy. Like when I say he is a student of the game, he's a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? T. Finney said, Andre Jamal Charlo. It's a good fight that hasn't happened. Maybe it still can.
Mm, none of them are legends yet, so it's a
Yeah,
bit
I
insane.
can't. I would if you say current, I would agree. Like if I had to
Yeah,
do like a top 10 current, I would say yeah
yeah, of
that.
course. If I had to do a top 10 current, then definitely. But none of those dudes are legends yet. So
Southgate said my granddad used to be a boxer, grew up watching Ali. That's what's up, bro.
that's
That's
what's
what's
up, man.
up. Jo, great boxing talk. Jo, listen, man. We didn't even know what we were gonna talk about today, and it's just so funny that one comment. I don't even know who made the comment.
It's probably Ruiz, bro.
No,
No,
I think it was Jo. I
it was
think Jo
J.O. It was
that
J.O.
said
You
that
started
Shavers
it.
passed. Jo is the one that inspired this video, man. He mentioned
Facts,
Ernie
man.
Shavers, and it just turned into what it was supposed to turn to. Jo says, Shane, do you still get the Ring
I
magazine?
mean, you see back in the day, yeah, like I don't get them anymore. No, like you could always order those,
It
but
was
they
the
like
covers. It was the covers, bro.
yeah, and
Like,
then but like also not even just these. Back in the day, this is how I remember when I was real young. They used to
mhm,
be like we used to get. There's a newspaper that's closed now called News of the World. It was in the UK. My dad used to buy that every Sunday, and
mhm,
then every so often you get like these little these excerpts that like used to drop out where
mhm.
for us it was Floyd, like because
Right.
like it was always American fights, maybe Floyd or maybe or Andre Ward or something, but or
Mhm.
Bernard Hopkins or someone because we never really got to see. They used to do like this show on TV where we could watch the highlights for the American show the day after on Sky, but
Okay.
like we never really got the American shows unless you like these times was before streaming and stuff like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
unless a
Yeah.
television channel actually paid for it,
You
you
didn't
wouldn't
see
really
it.
get to see it.
You wouldn't get to
You
see
wouldn't
it,
get
right?
to see it. So
Right.
like you used to get these excerpts out of the newspaper or News of the World, and you always see dudes like it could be not Mike Tyson because I wasn't alive those times, but it would have been. I remember when Mike Tyson fought Darryl Williams when he got knocked out by Darryl Williams. He got knocked out by, correct? Yeah,
Uh,
I remember that, and I remember getting the excerpts out of the newspaper the following day after that. I remember
yeah.
getting the newspaper after um Floyd versus Golden Boy, De La Hoya. I remember
Lawyer.
getting the excerpts out of that.
Yeah.
It was mainly the big fights that we used to get, and then all of the British fights we used to watch. But these times, like British, before it wasn't really a lot of British fighters who made it big in America. Like if you
Yeah.
are a hardcore fan, Jeff's gonna know who these guys were, but like they
Right.
weren't marquee names. Like he may have had
Yeah.
like a Ricky Hatton or David Hay, but a lot of
Yeah.
it was in our country itself. So yeah,
Yeah. I actually gotta I usually don't watch our show on a playback. I'm not gonna lie.
me
But
neither.
this one I might have to play this back because I gotta get the different topics and stuff that we gotta actually have shows
Yeah, I
for.
mean, I'm looking forward to it because the reason why I always say Bruce Coles, and obviously the rest of you guys are always bringing in different perspectives, but he is literally coming from the complete opposite perspective that I'm coming from. Not meaning that he's wrong or I'm wrong or he's right, I'm right. It's
It's
just
just
because I didn't live through a lot of the
I
things he lived through, and
I
I'm pretty
can
sure Bruce Coles like
he's a historian.
he's a historian, whereas
Yeah.
me,
I
my love and enthusiasm for boxing is almost relatively fresh.
I
So
I could literally, Shane, I could literally I'll be like, Bruce, just give me your top 5 boxing stories you done experienced in your life. And I can sit back and I'll probably listen to Bruce for an hour, hour and a half.
It would be
Just
hard though. It would be hard though
I'm
because
pretty sure it'd
he's
be
got
hard for him to
so
chop
much
down
years, bro. He's got so much
he
years,
got
bro.
so much, you know what I mean? Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm gonna let Shane answer that one. Go ahead, Shane.
Is Wilder a Hall of Famer? That's a good question. Um,
That's a real good question, yo.
that's a good question. Reason why it's a good question is because he does have things where you can actually equate to being Hall of Fame level.
Mm-hmm.
So, for one, he has the boxing like historical record of like knockout ratio. That knockout ratio is historical, regardless how you look at it. You know,
Yeah,
he had what was it, 12 or 13 WBC title defenses. That is a
yeah,
historical thing. Um, so he obviously is part of a trilogy that will go down in history for our modern day era. So
mm-hmm.
that is also a thing.
Yeah,
Is he a Hall of Famer? You could make the argument because there are Hall of Famers that didn't achieve half the things that Wilder achieved. But when you
yeah,
just break down X's and O's of like, did he fight elite? Did he beat elite fighters? No. Did he beat other Hall of Famers? No. Did he accomplish like, was he a multiple weight world champion or did he hold multiple belts? No. So it's very difficult how you break it down. If you were to put a
yeah.
gun to my head and say, does this dude deserve to be Hall of Famer? I'd probably say no, but he does deserve an honorable mention.
Off the top of the dome, uh, a lot of the things Shane said is correct. I do think Wilder is almost solely responsible for kind of bringing the energy back into heavyweight boxing.
I wouldn't say solely.
Not, I would say one of the top 3
Yeah. And
people to bring
especially
him
in America.
back.
In America, I would
In
say
America,
solely.
he's the guy.
Yeah, in America,
America,
I would say
he's the
solely.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say globally, I would say he's one of the top 3, 4 guys. I feel like after the dog days, AJ brought it back.
Wilder Fury.
Wilder brought
I
it back.
think AJ and Wilder are very much responsible. I think Fury kind of jumped on the bandwagon, but then at the same time, you have to give Fury credit because he was the one who ended the Dark Ages.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all 3 of them definitely did contribute, and they contributed a fair share, man.
Yeah. Brendan. That's a tough question, man. I can make the claim that Wilder deserves Hall of Fame. I can make the claim because his era didn't have that many great fighters. It's not like it was like 10 great heavyweights and he had his choosing of 10 great heavyweights.
Or even 5.
It's not even 5. So I'm like,
I mean,
it's hard to really. I feel like the categories that would get him in is different than other fighters. And I think that's the best way I can put it. Like, I can't say, hey, he didn't fight nobody, because I'm like, in his era, to be honest with you, I'm like, Fury is one of the top guys of his era.
yeah. But he
And
didn't fight Klitschko neither.
he didn't fight.
Oh, Vitali, either Klitschko, and he was around when those Klitschko brothers were there.
He was around, but then at the same time, it's like, that wasn't him now.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like asterisks with it. I'm like, we all know who's making the moves. So that's Brendan. That's a tough question, bro. We could literally do a show on that too, bro. And like, literally, it wouldn't be like a real long one, but it would bring out so many opinions and so many different emotions. Because the people that ride out for Wilder, they're gonna tell you he's Hall of Fame right now. And then the
He
people
still got a career to have though, so
and he still has one to have. I mean, if he beats Helenius and let's just say AJ, he fights somebody and wins, they could set that up, and it's still gonna get boatloads of money. It's gonna get.
I mean, if he beat an AJ, when you put everything into consideration,
I would, because
you can make the argument.
You can make the argument if he was to beat, because he's not gonna get a Fury shot, right? Let's get that clear. He's not gonna get a Fury shot.
Maybe
So
Usyk,
yeah, if he was to beat a Usyk or to
then
beat
he's a Hall of Famer.
I would say for sure. Right now, it's up in the air though. It's up in the air though. Good question though, Brennan. And we get ready to get up out of here in a minute. We're gonna get through these last couple. Southgate, early 20s. That's a lot of magazines for sure. Shane, you still young. Happy you into something that you passionate about at that age. It's easy to get distracted. Great channel here for sure. So Southgate, I'm is not to go on a tangent, but I don't think people understand. And I said this to Shane off camera, and I'll say it on camera. I'm like Shane is like a legend
No
to
chance.
me. I'm gonna tell you why though. I'm gonna tell you why though. Like from a media standpoint, Shane has done more right now than probably 90 to 95% of the actual people that you see on YouTube from a media coverage standpoint. That's a fact. Then on top of what he's doing right now, and on top of what he's actually working on, you're not gonna find too many people that has accomplished what Shane has accomplished before the age
And
of 25.
also, what you gotta understand is the reason why me and Jeff know each other and we have this is strictly authentic because we love boxing. A lot of these dudes in boxing, they've come into the sport because they've seen a way to make a bag or a way to get an escape from reality or whatever. You know, this is purely and simply like if I didn't do this channel with Jeff, I'll still watch boxing. I'll still love boxing. I'll
Yeah,
still have
yeah, for
conversations.
sure.
Like this is truly something that Andre said, something that I love. I love the sport of boxing. Like my
I,
dad loved growing up. My dad loved. If I brought my dad up on this channel, he would talk about Lennox Lewis all day. Jeff, I've
I listen. I listen. I like if we ever. I wanted him to be on when we actually did the
yeah.
Lennox Lewis versus the top 10 heavyweights right now, and I would have loved to have had him on for that. But it's one of them things like if somebody had to give a history lesson on Lennox Lewis, like I would get his dad.
Facts.
I would
Like
get his dad.
my dad knows so everything about this dude. Like,
Yeah,
and for us, like my brother loves boxing as well. My
right.
brother, who he doesn't fight anymore, but he loves boxing. He like growing up for us, boxing was like it was almost like something that we done even as a family. We still do together. Like if
Mm-hmm.
there's a big fight. Like when Wilder was fighting, when AJ was fighting Music the other day, I was at the studio, but my entire family was at my house. My
Yeah,
entire family was watching that. So
yeah,
growing up, like it was almost like for Americans the Super Bowl for you guys, where you
yeah,
guys
yeah,
got a cookout and everybody's sitting around
yeah,
watching the game. That's how boxing was for us,
yeah.
you know.
I,
And
it's bro, it's crazy, man. Like, cause it's like is boxing for us is like a way of life, and how I
literally,
look
bro,
at it. And like I said, like you could literally stack up Shane's accomplishments with anybody 25 and under. I'm betting you Shane got more accomplishments than anybody before the age of 25. So that's why I say like Shane don't realize it yet. He'll
yeah.
realize it. He'll realize it like 10 years down the line. But he
What
don't realize like he's a young king right now.
one
And
thing I
y'all don't know, and y'all don't even know the half of what he's done because he don't get on here and talk about it. I know everything that he's done.
facts.
Like, and I'm talking like actually working in the sport of boxing. Like he's done more than 90% of the people out here in media, period. Like if I ask Shane to put a resume, like an actual resume together, like that should be long as hell. It'd be long as hell, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think
What
y'all need
one
to go ahead, Shane.
I was gonna say though, one thing which made me realize it was different. I don't know who it was. It's a person who doesn't comment in the comment section. They messaged me and I posted this on Instagram the other day. Can't remember who it was. I think it might have, I can't remember who it was. Bro, Jeff, do you remember when we done the hour and 45 minutes on foot placement? Do you remember that live where we done an hour and
Yeah, it
45
was
minutes on
it
foot
was
placement?
we were talking about Spence.
Spence. Bro, I don't care what anyone says, bro. That was when I realized we're different. There is nowhere on the entire sport of the entire globe of YouTube where you're gonna see someone just. We spent a whole entire live, an hour and 45 minutes, just talking about where is the correct place to place your feet in a boxing ring.
Yeah,
That is different, bro.
and the thing was, the thing that sparked the conversation was Shane. The topic was Spence, and the debate was how good is Spence's actual foot placement.
Yeah,
And that was the topic. And mind you, we didn't come into the show saying like, "Hey, we're going to talk about foot placement today." That came up, and we literally
just stop what we're doing.
we stopped what we were doing. It was straight foot placement, and I think I want to quote correctly before we roll. I think Stay Ready jumped in on the back half of it.
Stay Ready was in it.
Stay Ready jumped in on the back half of it. If I'm not mistaken, it was either at the tail end of the show where he might have hit me up afterwards. I know YSM hit me up about that very topic. And the beautiful thing about the conversation is that we ended up getting on the same page.
Yeah.
Like that's literally what
because
that's literally
what it was. Down this so technical. When I mean the intricacies, like I've never spoken about boxing so intricately about one specific thing in so much detail for so long. Like we were breaking because I don't want to get into it again, but it was just crazy.
I don't even if I find the episode, I will let y'all know the episode.
It's impossible because we didn't name it that. We didn't name it. We didn't name it that.
And then I can't put Stay Ready in the search because like I didn't have them tagged.
Literally, and we didn't know Stay Ready was gonna jump on either.
Yeah, we didn't know he was gonna jump on. He heard the topic, which goes to show you how much of a hardcore Stay Ready is.
Facts.
He literally hit my line and was like, "Bro, I gotta get in on this."
Yeah,
that's how you know he's next level. So it's just different, bro. It's different, man. I like listen, and I'm like, if you find this channel, good for you. Literally. And this is not me patting my own back or Shane patting his own back. This is about as authentic as you gonna get. And this not even a sales pitch. It is true. This ain't even no sales pitch, man. Like this is true at the end of the day, man, for sure. Brennan said it's Fury a Hall of Famer.
I think at this stage you have to put.
I think you got to put him there. Because he first of all he ended the era. He ended the era with a fight. He came back and you can make the argument that he should have beat Wilder 3 times. You can make argument.
I mean, he's held all belts. Not at the same time, but he had all 3 of the belts at one time, and then he lost those, and then got the WBC, then got the Ring Magazine, then lost that. So he's held all the belts at one time.
And I think for no other reason, I think Fury is, for me, is Hall of Fame because I'm like he's one of the best at winning at all costs. It don't matter what the situation is, man. He finds a way to win, and I'm like, you're born with that.
I mean, you could arguably say that the last 10 years, Fury's top 5 of all time of the last 10 years.
Top 5 of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Just all across the globe, like all in boxing, period, or heavyweight.
No, just
in boxing, period.
Canelo.
I might have to slide him in there.
Andre Ward, Usyk, even if not top 5,
top 10 for sure.
You can make the argument. You can make the argument. Yeah,
you can make the argument.
He's definitely top 10. He's
definitely top 10. You can make the argument.
And you can make the argument for top 5.
Because the thing is, like
Crawford, but then you can make the argument for
like Fury. Fury's one of the best winners I've seen because it's just no matter, we've seen him with deep cuts, come back and win.
Knock down,
come back and win. technical fights, he wins. Like he wins in every fashion you could possibly think of. A dirty fight, he'll win that. Like he just, and it don't matter if the dude's 6'6", don't matter if he's 6'1". Like it just he's man, Fury's a tough cover, yo. He's a
Bro.
tough cover, man, for sure. Andre Southgate, no disrespect though. I'm looking to win the league in that number one. I
You're
thought
not
I'd
number
say
one.
something
You're not
now.
number
I
one.
know it
You're
can
not number
change
one.
quick.
You're not number one. Scott's number one. I just haven't
Scott's
added
number
him.
one.
Scott's number
Yeah,
one.
Scott's number one.
And Andre Southgate, you're on the same points as Jeff, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah,
Your name just starts with 8.
Big shout out to Southgate, man, for sure, man. J.O., he said, y'all have a good night, fellas. J.O., man, we appreciate you, man. But listen, we gonna close this out, man. We actually got so much done today and wasn't even expecting it. And I think this is kind of like a jinx, because there's certain days I'll be like, Shane, I'm tired. Shane be like, I'm tired. And I'll be like, yo, I'll be like, I think we're gonna breeze through this one pretty quick, man. Like I think this gonna be a quick one. And then Shane always says, unless it gets lit in the comment section.
Yeah.
And then it just
got. But when
lit
I saw the amount of commentary again, I'm like, bro, why ain't
yeah, man. But listen, man. Big shout out to my guy, Tristan Tree James, man. Thoughts and prayers out to you, brother.
Rest in peace to Ernie Shavers.
R.I.P. to Ernie Shavers, man. One of the hardest punchers of all time, man. And when you see a puncher like that, man, they actually capture people's imagination of like, what would happen if I just put a guy down with just one shot to shut his whole system down? Like that's what Ernie Shavers represents, man. So RIP to Ernie Shavers, man. Big shout out to BoxingFirstVlog too, man. He ain't making on here, man, but you know he's the engine that makes this go. We'll openly admit that he's one of the best. He's one of the best people on the mic to do it. Like, and
entertaining as hell, bro.
He's probably the most entertaining media person I've ever seen. Like just outside of like a comedian.
This dude just makes me laugh, bro.
Yo,
he just makes me laugh, bro.
And he gives you like he makes you laugh, but like, and I'm talking about like them hard laughs too. Like
literally,
yo, when he was like when he get his food stamp money, he's gonna put a hit out on Lucas Brown. like he just like I could literally put together a compilation of the funny stuff that he done said. And I'm telling you, one of my dream lives would be me, Shane, Vlog, Padman, Church. Bro, I wouldn't even
talk, bro.
I would pay. Listen, I will pay Padman and Church to make that happen. I don't give a damn. I would pay to have that happen, bro. That would be legendary, bro.
I wouldn't even talk.
I wouldn't talk neither, bro. I would just bring up a topic and just let them go. Like I would just let them go, and I would get so many sound bites off of that, bro. So many clips.
You know that's what I'll be doing, bro. Literally, while I'm just jotting down these notes. Timestamp. Literally.
Exactly, man. Shane, give me social media, good brother.
_I'm Shane the number one.
Exclusively on Instagram, man. Exclusively on Instagram. Go follow my boy VP Shane on Instagram. I_am Shane, the number one. And you can find me all over the place, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. G5FTV, website G5FTV.com. The third season of the Boxing Prediction Fantasy League is up and in full effect. Get y'all picks in for this weekend. Get your picks in. Season just started, so we got plenty of time. If you ain't get started last week and get started this week, it's not a problem at all. I gotta holler at Blaze Philly 215. He out here getting TV deals and shit. I gotta definitely holler at him and see what's popping with that. And listen, man, this was a great show, man. Big shout out to everybody in the comment section. Even if you watch this on the playback, man, hit that like button, man. We need that. Hit that like button, man. But you know, just big shout out to family, man. Big shout out to Bruce, Scott Lang. Big shout out to Scott Lang, man. That's definitely family. YSM Sports Media, you know what I'm saying? Hottest media dude out here right now. And just everybody, man. So hour 30 5 minutes strong, man. Like unexpected hour, 35 minutes. But
Yeah.
happy we did it for sure, man. Everything fall into place. We'll be back tomorrow. Get the final thoughts on Ruiz and Luis Ortiz, and we're gonna go from there, man. So on behalf of VP Shane and your boy G5 Jeff TV, see y'all tomorrow.